the India-US issues. Look, we have today issues with the United States. A big part of it is the fact that we have not arrived at a landing ground for our trade discussions. And the inability so far to reach there has led to a certain tariff being levied on India. In addition, there is a second tariff, which we have said, we publicly said we regard it as very unfair, which has picked on us for sourcing energy from Russia, when of course there are other countries who have done so, including countries who right now have a far more antagonistic relationship with Russia than we do. So I don't want to, I'm not minimizing the issues, but I don't think we should take it to a point as though this is going to percolate to every dimension of the relationship and there is something very fundamental at stake there. I think we need to see this in proportion. There are problems, there are issues, nobody is in denial of it. Those issues need to be negotiated and discussed and resolved, which is exactly what we are trying to do. But I would really sort of hesitate to read very much more into it than the issues themselves. I think I also want to say a large part of the relationship is actually continuing either as business as usual or in fact in some cases even doing more than it was doing before. When times are turbulent, when there are challenges, it's important to read both the landscape in a responsible manner and to assess that particular problem in the context of that landscape. So I would caution against both extremes, either complacency or denial and saying the problems don't exist and everything is okay, or to suggest that things are catastrophic when they are not. And my reality right now is at 25 and 25%, a 50% tariff, and that is what right now we are negotiating. So, whatever happens, at the end of the day, there has got to be a trade understanding with the United States. There has to be one because it is the world's largest market, but also because it is, much of the world has reached those understandings. But it has to be an understanding where our bottom lines, our red lines are respected. In any agreement, there are things you can negotiate and there are things you can't. And I think we are pretty clear about that, and we have to find that landing ground, and that's been the conversation really which has been going on since March.